How pathetic can some people be?
Basically, I've realized that the internet is turning me into this person that I hate completely. I don't like it. Here's the deal. I was on Facebook for 4 hours today. Just looking at pictures of people I don't even know. Just friends of friends of friends. I wish it was a lie. It's real. It's because it starts off fine enough. It's like, look at that guy. What a funny T-shirt. Wonder what his graduation party was like. These are boring profile pics. What was going on in spring '08? It's weird and creepy. I wasn't like that all the time. It wasn't like before Facebook. I was like wandering into people's homes, just going through their pictures and stuff. Oh, don't mind me, don't mind me. Just gotta go through some of your photo albums. You say, gotta check your wedding pictures, vacation pictures. No, we don't have to talk. No, we don't even know each other. That would be weird. No, just show me your pictures.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Yeah, the fact that we just cruise Facebook looking at people's pictures makes us and Instagram makes us a really image-obsessed culture.
Yeah, we're all kind of stalkers to a certain extent, aren't we?
Stalkers and just image-obsessed.
Yeah.
Like we don't care about people's ideas. It's like, what are they wearing and what filter do they use on Instagram?
What filter? This new Instagram that I see the girls using that make them look like 10 years younger is so pathetic and so
especially
obvious.
when you know the person.
And so obvious, right? Why are you? Stop doing that. It's sad.
You're like, wait, I saw that person earlier today and they look nothing like that.
Why do you look like you're 13 again? This is weird and sad. I realize that women are image obsessed, and not all, but a lot of them.
Look young.
And I get everybody wants to look younger, right? Look at me, Silver Fox. Somebody called me the Silver Fox last week.
Really? That's what Tony Bennett's nickname is.
Why? He doesn't have that much gray hair, does he?
Yeah, but he's grayed a lot over the last 5 or 6 years.
That's what we called our professor.
Your career path on gray hair and his career path on gray hair are parallel.
Listen, we had a professor in college.
Oh,
and
he was
Glenn, and he was the silver. I mean, he
silver
was silver, all the way white. And I still got some color in there, but man, I tell you, the last year, I can't even have this beard anymore. It makes me look like I'm at least 10 years, 15 years older than I am.
What do you care? Do you like it?
I don't know. Can't decide. I don't like looking older, though. But stop using this stupid filter that makes you look like you're 13, okay? Ridiculous.
Layla Sharavish.
Revish.
She lives in London, and she went through a divorce a few years back and saw that her ex-husband, who was in the UAE, you know what that stands for?
The UAE?
Yes.
United? No. Universe? No. University? Arizona? I have no idea.
University of Arizona Eastern.
Yeah.
No.
University of Arizona of Entitlement. I don't know.
United Arab Emirates.
Oh.
That's the UAE. For the rest of the story, it will be the UAE.
What is that, by the way?
She noticed that
the
United Arab Emirates, it's down by like Saudi Arabia, down there. Okay.
Country.
Yes. She saw that her husband was getting remarried. So she fires off a few insults on Facebook.
Oh, sure. Why not?
This was in 2016. She says these comments. I hope you go under the ground, you idiot, was one of them. And you left me for this horse was the other one.
This horse? Does she have big teeth?
I don't know. See, you're image obsessed. You're asking about that. I have no idea. I have no idea what anybody looks like
John
here,
Elway.
And it's not that important here. Flash forward to this year, okay? Her ex-husband dies of a heart attack. Now they have a child together, so she flies with her child
to see Horseface,
who's 14 years old, to go to the funeral. While she's there, she's arrested for the insults because UAE has harsh cybercrime laws, and you can't be derogatory in cyber.
Was she like bullying or something?
Yes, basically.
Wow.
So her daughter was allowed to fly home, but she was retained in the country.
You got to be careful, man.
Revoked. She says that she feels badly, she reacted badly, she lashed out, but now her life is in ruins because she faces up to 2 years in prison and fines of up to $70,000.
Happens, man.
Her ex's widow was asked about this. She
She just laughed.
Yeah, she said, I don't care what happens to her. She called me a horse face.
Yeah, you better not call her any names or you'll be right there with her, honey.
Should we do that in this country?
No, listen, all these people that hate this country and they're mad because they don't like the president, and the people that didn't like the president before,
Could you
and all these
imagine
people
that?
that said they were going to go live in another country, go do it. Because there was just a country on the news, a Middle Eastern country, we're going to start stoning people if they find out you're gay or, transsexual or whatever. I mean, they're going to stone you to death. Death by stoning. It's just 2019, and there are still places on this planet that will stone you for your sexual preference. That's ridiculous. But go ahead. You don't like whatever. I understand you don't have to like it.
Well, chances
but you don't
are
have
if
to
I'm
also
gay-
just say I'm leaving.
Chances are, if I'm gay, I'm not going to have that country high on my priority list of places to move to.
Well, or not even move, just visit. It's good to know. Now, that's what the news should be talking about. Don't go to this country if you're gay or transgender because they'll stone you to death.
And it's legal for others to stone you when you're there?
I don't know if the government does it or if anybody can do it. I'm not really sure
Just
how it
walking
works.
down the street?
I'm pretty sure it's the government that would do it to you. It would be like, an execution. It's ridiculous. So be careful when you're in other countries. That's why I like the good old USA. I mean, I go to Mexico, but they have to have good relations with us. There's a lot of back and forth there between the United States.
I don't know
and
why
Mexico.
you think Mexico's where it's at, because you want to talk about good relations. Canada, my friend, that's an easy
Well,
sell.
they just don't have.
They ain't trying to build no friggin' walls up there.
No, they're not. But they also, the beaches aren't as good
They
in
have
Canada.
a lot more border to build wall on, and they're building no wall on any of
I
it.
just can't get into that Canadian tequila, man. It's just not the same.
But the whiskey's pretty good.
I
The
do
whiskey
like that.
is amazing.
I do like that. The skiing and the whiskey.
Yeah, watch your P's and Q's on Facebook, even if you're living in London. If you're commenting on anybody who lives in the UAE and you have to go to the UAE, you could get arrested. This is a public service announcement.
She didn't even probably want to go to the funeral. She was just doing it for her
she's
kid.
like, yeah, my daughter's got to go to her dad's funeral.
Now she's
She
gonna
goes
get
there and she gets cuffed and
stoned to
passport
death.
revoked, and now she's going to be in prison for 2 years.
Gosh, it's bad news.
That makes you Jeff and Jeremy.
Dumbass of the day.
New poll question. That's not new. It's been up since yesterday. Which would you rather have happen to you in a breakup scenario? Would you rather be broken up via text message or broken up with in a very public place, like a restaurant, a park, basketball game?
Text message.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
because I don't want to. I'm not into public displays.
Get this though, in a recent online survey, 22% of the respondents said that being dumped via text is worse than being dumped in public.
Oh, really?
I would
What?
much rather.
Wait, you need to be dumped to you. I don't want to see you if you would. If you're
The
saying
text
to me
is
that
the
you're
best way to break up with somebody.
Yeah, let me break up with you, Jeff. Look at me. Look at me. Look in my eyes right now. We are done. All right. I mean, come on. I would much rather get that in a text
In front of
Now-
everybody?
Yeah.
I know.
Well, even if we're just one-on-one, and it's quiet, it's like I don't want to see your face. I just send me the text, email me, whatever.
So-
You can send a letter in the mail.
In
okay?
this survey, this is so strange, but they asked what's the worst way to break up with somebody, and there was 4 options: through text, in public, after a date, which is just, I think that's the worst way to break up with
It's got to
somebody.
be the worst date ever leading up to
That
it,
one,
right?
that one is receiving the least amount. It's only got 14% of the votes, and the one getting the most is on a social media post. No, ghosting's not on there. as an
That was
option.
you.
That is what's the worst way to break up with somebody, and 44% of people say on a social media post. Rank those in the order in which you wish it would happen.
God, not social media.
I would say through text would be the best.
Yes.
Social media number 2, in public, or no, after a date number 3, in public number 4. In public is the worst to be, because then everybody's like watching you, looking around to see what your response is.
Yeah.
In a text, you look at it, you're like, all right, you move on with your day. On a social media post, social media is fake Second Life. I know you people like to really cherish your social media and like control who's on your pages and all that stuff. But no, it's Second Life. It's not real life. It's not a big deal. Break up with me on social media if you'd like. I don't care. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm not going to call
Second Life.
I'm not going to call your new boyfriend or girlfriend a horse face and hope that you go underground soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing I've never got to do in my life.
What, break up with somebody on social media?
No, just break up with anybody, period. I've never broken up with anyone.
Hey, there's always April Fool's Day.
No, I think that's one I couldn't do. I don't think I could bring myself to do that. Not with my wife, of course.
So we took the ones that were kind of...
I'm kind of mad that I've never been able to tell somebody it's over.
Oh, don't be. It's
I mean,
it's not fun.
When junior
It's
high,
not fun.
we just stopped talking to each other. It was like a mutual thing.
I think it's worse being the one doing the breaking up than it is being the one that is being broken up with.
Because you've been broken up with before, and you're like, all right, cool. I'm single again.
Yeah, like there's
Who am I going to meet tonight?
Well, because I don't ever want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with me, right?
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, you're like, okay, well, that doesn't work. Okay, move on, move forward. But when you break up with somebody, and they try to make it work, it's the worst. That's why text message is the best.
God, I'm never going to be able to break up with
It's
anybody.
like cauterizing the wound, you know?
Yeah, I want to be the breaker-upper. If your wife went onto our page, which is under your name because we had to change it, but it says Jeff Kingman, Jeff and Jeremy, whatever, and she's like, you know what, I'm just, listen, I met this other dude, and he's just way more of a man than you are, and you're a loser, and whatever. And she says some real personal stuff, right? And she posts it, because we let anybody post whatever they want on our page.
Oh, damn.
Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. But anyways,
that's fine.
it's
They
a
can
fact.
do whatever they want.
And then so
because we don't view it.
That
as,
would be the worst
I
way.
don't view it as the gospel.
There's like 4,000 people on that page. They're all going to see this.
Big
They
deal.
all listen to you every day.
Big deal.
You might get some offers. You never know.
Some offers.
Women
What kind
might
of
feel
offers?
bad for you and be like, "Hey, big boy, come on over here."
Whatever happened to sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me?
Well, I mean, it
How
depends.
come we
who
don't
those-
live by that motto
It
anymore?
depends who the sticks and stones are
We're
coming
so
from. I mean, the names
sensitive.
are coming from.
We are so sensitive as society. New survey shows
Way too sensitive.
that the majority of Americans view social media as a divisive waste of time, but that's not enough to have them to make them quit using social media.
We're obsessed on knowing what other people are doing, I think.
69%, Rob Gronkowski, of Americans use social media at least once a day. Okay? 57% of those people say it divides society. 82% say it's a huge waste of time. But they want to stay using it. 15% believes it allows us to use our time well. That's quite a minority. And 35% said it brings people together. So now what Facebook and Twitter, for the most part, the large part, were built on, the reasons, Facebook, they still run ads whenever they get busted for some kind of security breach. There is like, we're going to bring people together. That's what our main purpose was. Nobody believes that you guys are bringing people together anymore. Facebook. 35% of Americans believe that your platform brings people together. That means 65%, the ones that are saying it divides society and believe it's a huge waste of time, don't find it useful, yet they're addicted to it. They still use it.
See, here's the thing. I would disagree because I think it brings people together, but you have to know how to control your page. If you don't know what you're doing on there, then yeah, it's only going to divide you, and you're only going to see things that piss you off.
No.
I block all that.
That's more of a fantasy life. If you're controlling if you're using all these filters to not see what real life is throwing at you, then you're living in a fantasy land.
No, I'm just
it's
saying.
Second Life. It's that video game that people were playing at the turn of the century.
I have a group with my buddies that are up in the Northwest, and it's a private group, so we can say anything we want. We can post whatever we want.
Ooh.
Nobody can see it. Nobody can complain, and nobody can get their feelings hurt.
That's not real life.
But that brings us together. All right, call it the cult, if you will. But now I've got my buddies and I'm in a bunch of these groups now on Facebook, and that's about it. I'm in a Dirty Jokes group. I'm in my my group with my buddies up north. I'm in another group where all they do is post stuff about guns and
Second Life
and shooting and stuff like that.
So this is your Second Life.
This is second. It's
a fantasy land where nobody can touch you.
I'm not walking into this trap,
you cannot
Jeff.
be criticized for your opinions, right?
No, but it's not Second Life.
That's exactly why you started it out.
I can see what
You're
other
like the
people
Trump
are doing.
voter that said, "Oh, I'm not voting for Trump," and then went into the polls and voted for Trump, and then went to the pollsters and said, "Yeah, I didn't want you guys knowing my business."
Yeah, that's nobody's business who you're voting for.
Yes, exactly. But it's not real life.
It is real life. It is real life. Of course it is.
Real life is having no filters on your Facebook page. That's real life. You can say whatever the hell you want.
No, you don't understand how it works, dude. There's all these algorithms where you're going to see so much crap that you have to block out advertisements, all this stuff, all this political news agenda.
I'm sorry, not if I don't waste my time on the platform. Go out and do some other things.
Well, yeah, but then, what are you going to do when you're tired of doing those other things? And there's nothing on TV.
Can I tell you how much joy it gives me?
And you just say, hey, what's going on? What's everybody else up to?
Who is Facebook obsessed comes up to me and says, did you see my post on such and such?
Nobody says that to you, Jeff.
They say it all the time.
Not if they know you, because they know you're not a Facebook
Did
guy.
you see my mom does all the time.
Oh, well, your mom.
Nothing gives me more joy.
Hey, be nice to your mom.
When my mom says, did you see
She's a grandma now.
Did you see my photos? The photos I took in Hawaii? I was like, no, don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. Sorry, Mom. Love to sit down and have a conversation with you about them, though, if you want to show them to me. Because that's what we're losing touch of in society.
There's other ways to use Facebook. I just ended up buying a boat on Facebook. On Facebook.
Okay, well, we'll see how that works out for you.
Well, I mean, yeah, I haven't bought it yet, but I'm supposed to be buying it.
To drive halfway across the country to buy a boat.
Well, no, it's just a few hours. Just a few hours.
It's okay. I've had a friend buy a boat off Craigslist in Wisconsin before, and he had to drive it all the way back.
Well, yeah, that was Craigslist, right?
It was a party barge.
So now Facebook is the new Craigslist.
It was a party barge, and that's a tough tow.
Yeah, look at this. Our buddy Ron Capps. I keep up with what he's up to. He's on there all the time, There's some good things. What's going on at Paso Robles? Look at that right there.
So you think Facebook is like because everything?
Here's a video of a bulldog and a cat.
Everything that Facebook is criticized for, you just summed up. Facebook, you don't get the real story. Facebook, you only get a version that people want you to see. Now you are cranking up the filter even more to get your version of what you want to see, of what other people want you to see.
You're living
in a fantasy life. Like it's better than Disneyland on your Facebook.
Look at this weather. Dave Hovde, nailing it. Just nails lately on the weather. Haven't had any rain, so he's been right on. It's been spot on.
It's all
that all comes up in my news feed.
It's all making us dumber.
I would agree with that.
It is all a fantasy land, and it's a comfort zone for us.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that if you had 3 wishes, one of them would be that social media would be gone?
Yeah, I think it'd make our job easier.
What about your wife? I know she's a big social media
She loves
person.
It.
Would you like it if she was off of it?
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me all that much.
But you just bitched about it for 5 minutes.
It's her thing. That's her thing.
I know.
Like I have my thing.
Are you scared of your wife? Are you afraid to speak up to your wife about social media?
She enjoys it, and I just don't understand it. It's fine. You have your thing. That's great. You have your fantasy life, and it makes you happy. You could tell dirty jokes. You could look at guns. And that makes you happy. I'm not critical of that, but I'm saying when people start misconstruing it for real life, that's when I start to worry.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
Hell yeah, there's
a lot of that.
People get so mad about stuff that people are saying on their Instagram and Facebook pages. And it's like, dude, don't get so mad. Big deal. It's just the strokes of the keyboard. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.